My name is Grammatarsi. I'm your host today. I am not an apologist. I'm an animal rights activist. I've not played that for some time on this channel. We'll go to start to do again. I am a philosopher. I am a biocentrist. I am an anti-dominating culture activist. And let's start. Today, the topic is Peterson's attack by a guilty pervert called a farmer. Like you do see now, that farmer just committed a crime. It's called bargaining. And for the people that know what that is, I have here for you. It is a crime under law that is physically act of to harm or offense an person with intent. Like you can see in the video here, this person he have he can easily remove her without violating her ass. So you see, she is a small woman. He's a big, filthy, disgusting, creepy farmer or traitor, like I like to call them. And then he brown her away, like you see on our ass, on our booty. And how do you think those rats face cancerous persons are to their animals? Do you seriously think that farmers like them have any respect for animals when they don't even have respect for women of their own species? And he even tries to threaten her after she's already over on the other side. Do you hear him scream? Do you see his aggression? Aggression of that farmer? How they treat the activists? Also, dropping somebody's ass is a felony for the people that, if it was not clearly enough. Keep your hands from the asses of other people. But of course, how can we expect people that don't respect other people to be honest about the word? slave masters, just like farmers claim they're good for their animals. Have you ever heard from humane slavery? You see, same argument, same hollow words from the same kind of people that exploit and make profit from other living beings. Open your eyes, mortals, and look how deep the rabbit hole goes. There's an old video from me. Yeah, and also for the people that find it offensive when people compare the animal agriculture to a kind of slavery or Holocaust. First, did you know that in old Greeks, actually, Holocaust mean the sacrifice of a male animal on the altar of God, and you did far more different Holocausts, even when it come to our own species. You have the Armenian Holocaust, for example, and if you looked first, the reason their Jews started to call it a Holocaust because it was a Holocaust. Like I did say earlier, Holocaust means burnt sacrifice. Holocaustis, burnt sacrifice. Just say, open your eyes, people. And for the slavery argument that I call people in the animal agriculture slave traders. Have you ever looked to an auction of the animals and looked how similar this kind of auctions are to the auctions that we are do to our animals? Let's put let I put another picture. To make it more clear what I mean by then they will see. Can't I see? Put them next to each other. Here. Slave own on auction on the auction house. Blanks, number of race. The other is member of a different race, bovine. Slaves are slaves. If you change the species, still slavery. And if animals were not slaves, what were they? Free? If animals were not slaves, why can they not walk freely? And why are they captured between bars? If anything was equal, and we did not live in a world what active, enslaved, and dominates other animals, why do we put them then into zoos? And if zoos were made for the animals, like some people claim, we're another topic. Why is not a majority of the area reserved for the animals and not for trolleys and restaurants and other stuff that is benefiting people, the legal people? Look out my video below to the description. I just say I have a lot of links below. I'll also check specifically out the video about historically illegal people, because that one maybe surprise you, like you, or maybe not if you see the picture. Because humans were not, black people were not slaves in America, and people that were not Arabs were not humans in the Arab world. Just say legal person just means that you belong to the oppressor's group. Those situations, if you look at purely white blank. If you are not property, you are a person. If you are property, you are not a person. Slave for property, or bondman. If you look at the terms, patrol, there are infest. Don't be a pervert. Don't grab people by the ass. Don't pay people to grab other living beings by the ass, because that they don't belong to your species. Does not mean that there are animate objects. Animals are aware to the degree that we claim to be. And anybody that denies that, quite frankly, out of his mind. If animals were not aware, if they can think, why would they try when they're not wanted to be seen? Fly in a V formation, kind of protection against predators. Why try there to why do they protect their children and also protect a lot of cases other animals, like with the goby and with pistol shrimp? You want to search about that kind of stuff? Nature forward relationships that are totally impossible if animals are not capable of thinking. It's ridiculous. to think that animals cannot think. If you ask me, that's on the same kind of level of ridiculous as claiming that there is no global warming. That not the Earth is polluted by our species. There is not an extreme amount of carbon dioxide, methane into the air that we are responsible for because of our commercialistic polluting fast fashion, fast food, fast crap system of production instead of one that's based on sustainability and living in harmony. We need to learn to live by 3 laws. First law, the law of species diversity. There must be a diversity between species in an ecosystem to have a healthy ecosystem. Second, we have the law of finite resources. That means there is a limited amount of growth possible and a limited amount of greed. That Malcolm was right. If it was not, we did not live in a world where a lot of resources are starting to get to the bottom of it and get loose. We need to stop this arrogant mindset of infinite economical growth. We need to live in harmony. What's the third law of ecology? Of basic ecology? Any other questions for me? If not, be good, be kind. Watch the videos below to understand how animal agriculture is actually the root of all the problems. The root of the problems is agriculture, animal agriculture. The first form of hatred was anthropocentrism. All other forms of hatred, like misogyny, like sexism, like classism, they all did come from this pyramid of supremacy. That's called anthropocentrism. That's called ego. And there's a big fat pyramid scheme. And the people on top with the most of privilege, they will laugh about you. Because you are fighting with ones that you actually should be allies with. I'm not an oppressor. I am an anti-dominating activist. I'm a vegan. Because to start somewhere, to get a strong foundation, you need to respect and give compassion to the ones who are utterly in your power, the ones that have the least amount of privilege on the planet, and that are the animals.